Welcome to the dirt. I'm Gray. That's Nicole. We're just vibing. What a Wednesday. Hello, Nicole.
Wh-
How are you?
What a Wednesday, Gray. What a Wednesday. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm great. I'm rocking the fit tonight. We'll walk through the t-shirt choice and the hat and,
What is
talk
that?
about other things. This was a 4th of July Chattanooga Lookouts hat that I purchased.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that. I saw the C and I was like, I that could be so many different things. I wasn't sure.
You know when I tweeted the eye emoji? It was this.
It was Chattanooga Lookout.
Yeah, of course. Who among us is not tweeting out emojis that refer to minor league baseball teams?
Well, whenever Patty Gasso tweets out eyes, it typically means she got a recruit. So
I thought she did the bombs.
she does that too.
Oh. Oh, Patty.
Oh, Patty.
We
Queen.
are going to talk about Nicole's trip to Tuscaloosa because we didn't do a dirt last week because the Easter schedule. So I was on the road basically like immediately once the series ended. So I was I was in the car when we would be dirting. And yeah, we'll talk about everything Nicole did while she was here. We had a lot of fun.
We did. It felt like it went by in a blink of an eye. I swear the trip was way too short.
It's true. You're gonna come back for football season though, which will be fun.
I am. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, depends on how OU does. Might be fun, might not be.
It'll be fun.
It'll be fun. It'll
I'm
be
a great
fun.
host.
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
All right.
nothing
I,
will beat whenever we dirted and the DJ was on the roof. That was I was like, wow, this is iconic.
Shout out to Deke across the street. They were rocking and rolling. Just
Hey,
out of
they're
way,
vibing.
boys.
Hey, out of way, boys.
That's probably the only time I will salute the Alabama Deke fraternity, but good for them. Way to go.
What frat were you?
I was Theta Chi.
Theta Chi?
Theta Chi? That's not
What's
what
your
we
hand
did.
sign?
We didn't do hand signs. We had a handshake.
Well, like I know sororities, they have hand
Yeah, they
signs.
do like, the Tri-Delt, and KD is like, I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah. Can I show you my shirt?
Yeah, I would love to see your shirt.
Okay, so it is senior days. Senior days are kind of beginning now. We're getting to that stretch where
Don't make me cry.
you've got the final home weekend for a lot of teams. So I popped on the senior day shirt for my broadcast partner this weekend that I was gifted, Kaylee Tow. So here we go. We
Oh,
got the Kaylee Tow senior day shirt right here.
oh. Shout out Tao.
And you know what? I will text her right now and send her the link if you think it would be fun for her to join the dirt. I feel like she's not busy. She might be. I don't know. But
You know what? Why not?
I'm going to
You
text her
won't.
right now.
You won't. You won't. You said why I just want to know why you're typing with your arms like straight out.
Because
You're
my
literally like,
laptop is risen.
ah, my goodness. Yeah, I just got done with a run. And let me tell you, I ran with my cousin and I was planning on like a cute little like haha like 2 miles. That's it.
A cute 2 miles. Oh.
Well, well, like we keep running and running and running and we're like up on like this giant hill and it just goes straight. Like for as far as the eye can see, this is what it looks like. It's just straight.
Wait, Xavier got my joke. he
Is
when
that
you
who
asked
used to
when you asked why I was typing, I said because it is risen. It makes sense. It's up on a platform so I
Boo.
can angle and
Diva down, diva
boom.
down.
Yeah, so if you're in the chat, say something and we'll pop it on screen. This is the toned down. This is the most toned down softball podcast in America. 100%
In America.
in the world.
I
Anyway,
have
so you
a
ran in the
broadcast
fields for
partner.
2 miles.
Oh yeah, I literally this was my view and I thought it was just gonna be 2 miles, and then it turned out that it was actually 4 miles. Um, and I was, like, running, and I was, like, so out of breath, and he's just and I'm like I haven't run really a ton since the marathon.
Who is it? Out this man.
Oh, this is my cousin. This is my cousin Hunter.
Oh, I thought this was the broadcast partner part. I'm sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
no, no, no. That was a different topic,
That's a
but,
different story.
yeah, that was some tea, that was some dirt.
Oh.
But we got done, and man, I have never felt so out of shape the way that I did. Like, we're done, and I'm, like, gasping for air, and if I'm gasping for air. He's fine. Yeah, or hear me out, Grant, this is why you should run and never stop, because whenever I stop running, I get all winded and out of shape. Whenever I'm in shape, I'm like, I'm running like a couple times a week, and I'm like, yeah, like I can run without like feeling like I'm about to die. It's great. I stopped running. But all that to say, I ran and I got really hungry, and now I'm just like so starving. Like, I'm so starving, I could eat Matt Willem. That's how hungry I am.
What?
I'm so hungry I could eat Matt Willem.
Okay. Ironically, this is also my college roommate Matt Wilhelm's birthday, so that's kind of funny that you just said that.
So that's actually a TikTok trend, and I thought your reaction would be like a little bit better, but it was kind of disappointing. And smack Bama boy, boomer,
You know,
boomer.
Marty, we were doing well. You
High five
complimented
on
me.
3. 1, 2, 3.
Marty complimented
The
me
camera's
on an
not
earlier show, and
over this way.
sorry, Marty gave me a nice compliment earlier, and now he's like hit him. So where
What did
are we,
Marty
Marty?
say? What
He
did
said
Marty
it.
say?
He said he enjoyed listening to me on Plank's show last week,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
which we do. We did originally have Plank planned to come on out of the box this week ahead of OU Texas, but then everything kind of got pushed around because it was the 100th episode, and I'd already asked Amanda for that. So Plank will be coming on out of the box very soon. There's
Chris
your out of the box.
Blank. We love Chris Blank.
We love all radio.
It's his birthday today as well.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna text him from my Easter laptop.
Let me hear a little clickety clack.
No.
Oh, okay. Let's not hear it then.
Oh, I meant to send an exclamation point, but it came out as the @ sign, so that's tough.
Question mark? Happy birthday? I don't know.
Happy birthday at Plank.
At Chris Blank.
Anyway, if there's anything any of you in the chat wants to talk about tonight, please do. I do have a couple topics I've written down, but nothing crazy. I mean, a couple things I've picked up in the last week and a half that I forgot about that I was curious what Nicole's perspective would be.
Ooh.
But
okay, hot
we are
takes,
also
we love them.
We are also tracking Texas Oklahoma State 0-0 in the fourth, and Auburn South Alabama 0-0 in the eighth for reasons I don't know. I'm sorry, Auburn
Couldn't tell
just
you
scored
why.
like seconds ago, so 1-0 Auburn in the eighth.
Breaking, Auburn just scored.
Auburn just scored. So, Nicole, what was your favorite part about your trip to Tuscaloosa?
Ooh. You know, a live dirt always gets me super pumped up. So I think that was like one of the top. Honestly, the game on Monday was so good.
It was a
I
really
had
good
so much
softball game.
fun. Like, I love watching good softball. Like, blowouts are no fun to watch, and it's no fun whenever, like, a good team is just, like, not having a great game, and, like, a bad team is just playing out of their minds, and, like, you kinda know, like, but whenever 2 teams are just, like, going at it and they're having a good game, like, I love watching that kinda softball, you know? And it was just really fun to watch the battle. I've always wanted to play at Bama. Whenever I was in college, I had hoped, I would get the chance. Never did, but, um, I would say I would say for sure the dirt, and then I would just say the game itself was a lot of fun. Did love the tour of the football stadium. That was pretty cool.
Shout out to our production team, T Wade,
Shout
Mac.
out.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I think that was pretty fun. So yeah, I didn't yeah, I would say those. What
Look,
was
I
your
had
favorite thing about OU Bama weekend?
my favorite part was easily
Besides them winning the
watching.
series.
It was watching the Wild Robot with you. I got Nicole to watch the Wild Robot, and then she made fun of me for crying. But you know what?
Gray, I look over mid-movie and Gray has like tears, not like welling up in the eyes, but just like tears just streaming down. He's just like I I was on one side of the couch and I could see it all the way over from the other side, just like glistening in the TV moonlight and just like glistening, traveling down his face. I was like, oh man.
Look, when that Mara Morris hits, like, what do you do besides weep? Honestly,
It was a really good movie. Underrated. I love a good underrated cartoon movie.
yeah, should have won the Oscar. And then like the atmosphere was just so like I've had issues at times with the occasional silence of the Alabama fan base, but that was not the case.
Didn't hear that on Monday.
No,
That was fun. They
the
would
people
slap.
brought it.
Yeah.
I was impressed. It felt like a super. That was also the other thing that I really loved is it
Yeah.
felt like postseason the whole
Mhm.
time, which is what we want in the SEC,
Yeah.
and that's what we got this weekend or that weekend.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, that was for the 2 extra miles that I just ran. That yawn just came out of nowhere.
And Nicole's cooked right now, basically.
I'm cooked, you guys. Oh, man.
Hey,
No,
Xavier's
I
got
think
a
I have a
question. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Who would be your home run guest to come onto the dirt? Someone who you didn't think would actually come on, but the chances of them coming on is not 0. So, I'm guessing this is like they would spill some crazy tea, like, it would be a great person to have on the dirt, but, like, odds of them actually coming on. Um,
My instant reaction is a pro softball player of some sort. I think that's the only camp where we could get like actual dirt. You know, like we're not going to get actual dirt from a coach
yeah.
or a media member or anything like that. Like it would have to be somebody right now who's a pro who's like, yeah, whatever. I'll say whatever.
You know who I would have on? It would probably be Tori Fidelis. She's she she's in the know.
She would drop some dimes.
Mhm. You know who knows everything that's going on in the softball world before, like, anybody else? And she was so, like, in the know, she would just drop it, and we'd be like, "How do you know that?" She'd be like, "Oh, my friend found out 5 seconds ago." And I'm like, Tiare Jennings. She,
Oh,
like she knows so much. I'm like, "How do you know that?" She's like, "Oh, I just know people." I'm like, "Apparently." Um, Jesse Warren would be a good one. If you could get a coach that would who would you pick?
I don't think one exists that would answer the questions we would
But,
ask.
like, hypothetically, in your dream world, they would answer. Obviously, they're probably not going to, but if you could get any coach on the show and they would have to answer some dirt questions, who would it be?
Well, Xavier in the chat is bringing up a former slash retired coach. I think if we got her in a place where she feels like spilling some thoughts, Carol Hutchins would be a lot of fun on the dirt.
Carol Hutchins would. She pulls
Hutch
no
would say
punches.
things.
She would. She would. That would be a good one. Hutch. Uh, yeah, that would be a good one. I feel like Sue Enquist would be a good one. Like a little inspirational, a little dirt passing, you know?
Oh yeah.
I feel like we could get Tara on at the same time and then they could just like talk about the dirt from back in the day.
I would
That would be
look.
fun.
We know that there's dirt from back in the day. There was just no way to report it because Twitter wasn't
Oh,
a
yeah.
thing.
Literally. Literally. Oh, the strides we've made as a society.
Yes, it's so much better now.
So much better. Elijah said Candrea. That would be a good one.
Yeah, here's that comment from Elijah. Candrea or the Weeklies? Ralph is writing a book. So
A tell all?
I think. I don't know. He told me about it
Wow.
at Supers last year.
Oh, wow.
I said, "Do you want me to write any of it?" And he said, "No." I was like, "That makes sense."
You're like, do you need help? And he's like, I'm good, thanks.
Just
Oh,
let me
Ralph.
know.
Oh, Ralphie. Oh, my goodness.
Annie says Joe Evans. I just want to hear what Joe's been up to
She's a
since she moved
sweetheart.
out to Santa Barbara. You know, what's she doing?
Oh. Probably living her best life. Santa Barbara's
That's
fantastic.
what I would think.
Yeah.
Ooh, we have a softball question. Should we answer this?
Softball Randy.
What does USC
What does
need to do to lock down a top 8 seed? Should I pull out the bracket packet?
You won't?
Well, I already sent it to Michelle Smith tonight, so I have it up. Let's see. What does South Carolina need to do to lock up a top 8 seed? Not do anything stupid is kind of my take. Just
That's good. That's good advice. Hey, don't swing at balls.
Don't get swept the next 2 weeks, and you're probably fine.
Literally.
Like, that's it.
But how impressive for them, right? Like the season that they've had, what they've been able to do. So impressive.
Yeah. Ashley Chast. So we always talk about on Out of the Box, another mention, how typically it's like year 2.
That's like 5
I know. It's year 2 with a new hitting coach, new pitching staff. That's kind of where, or a new coaching staff rather. That's kind of when things really come into their own. But South Carolina didn't have to wait because half their team came with this coaching staff.
Was there.
So like it's fast tracked the whole process. So South Carolina, shout out to them. This has been quite the year.
Yeah. They have been just consistent. I won't lie. I was a doubter. Whenever they came out in preseason, I was like, okay, but will it last? I wasn't sure that it would. And it has. I've been really impressed within the season. Really impressed.
Are you going to be mad if I pop out for 1 second because my mouth is behind my voice, apparently? All right.
Yep,
this is what we do on the dirt. We adjust.
I'll spill some crazy
I'll be gone
tea
for
while you're gone. Well, I'll spill a 4-second tea. Ready? I think Oregon is a team that should be in the top 8. They should host a Supers, and that's my opinion. But I'm talking about Oregon.
Oh. You think they should host a Super?
I think they should be a top 8 team, yeah.
They're not going to be, though.
I know they're not, but I think they should. I like them.
Should and will be are different things.
I like them. That's why I said I think they should. I didn't say they will be. Gray.
Okay, fair.
Fair. Elijah said can say the same for Tech.
In what way? Like in Texas Tech should be a Supers host?
Yeah. I don't see it. I don't see it from them. They are not as well-rounded as I think a lot of other teams, not a lot of other teams, but enough teams are ahead of them for a top 8 seed. Now, do I think they'll be top 16? Absolutely. Especially with how great it is, but I think
hey Nicole, real quick,
leave
we
and
gotta
come
do
back.
this.
Yeah.
Dadgummit. My burner outed you. Oh no, now I'm alone. This is what happens. Annie, 7 out of 8 Supers host SEC teams. I don't know if it'll be 7. I think 6 almost for sure. But 7, I would be surprised. Nicole's back, so I'll add her in here.
Surprise, surprise.
Here she is.
7 out of 8 Superhost SEC teams. I think 6 out of 8.
That's what I said. The question is who's going to get hosed and be the 7th that could be a Supers host that gets left out
in the SEC.
Yeah, I fear it's Arkansas.
Ooh, okay. I don't totally disagree. I have to, new conference. So I'm like running through all the teams in my head. Like, there's only 45 teams to go through in the SEC. So give me a second. I think that's tough. Yeah. I feel Arkansas is a really good one.
It seems like it's going to be Arkansas
like
or Tennessee.
Team.
Or South Carolina.
I don't think Tennessee will, just because of the series upsets that they had.
The metrics just don't love them, though.
They don't, but like you can't deny that.
I agree. Look, I do not agree with how the committee puts together the bracket. I think they skimp over things that should matter. I think they put too much value on things that shouldn't matter as much. But the process is the process. And Tennessee right now is kind of, I think they're fine right now. But I feel like if they, say, lost a series this weekend to Ole Miss, then we could
they did have that loss.
Just lost to Clemson. We could have a discussion about Tennessee being the one that's left out in the cold.
My bet would be more so on South Carolina or Arkansas. I could see either one of those.
Fair.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Annie said UCLA and Florida State as a non-SEC, and that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah. I don't know who else it would be.
Oregon, but it's fine.
It's not happening.
I know it's not happening, but it should. I like them.
Shout out to the Ducks, but no.
Hey, go Ducks.
I would look, it'd be great. I think they're really good.
I have like 5 Oregon like t-shirts and visors and hats and apparel, because basically all of their staff is like old OU, save for like Alyssa Palomino. So
I know her aunt.
I'm a big Duck fan.
Shout out to Tony Mascarenas.
Oh,
I'm in a group chat with her.
Shout out.
The best group chat in the world. Tara's in it. She's watching. She texted me. She knows.
Oh yeah, she knows. She knows what's up.
She knows what's up. What if we did that pod? Oh my gosh. What if we had the whole group chat?
That group chat? Ooh, that would be a good dirt pod.
That group chat has some people in it. Let me tell you.
Tell me. Tell us.
All right. Do y'all want to know? Tara, am I allowed? Tara, stop me real quick. I'm about to say it. If you're watching still, I'm going to give Tara 5 more seconds to text me and tell me no.
No, Gray, don't do it.
Don't out the chat. It's me, Tara Henry, Tony Mascarenas, Sam Fisher, Lauren Hager, Quentin Prothro, Jen Schroeder, Emily Pitek, Amanda Scarborough.
Such a good crew.
It's a quality time.
It is a quality time. Has it been active this year?
Oh, it's been active since 2020.
No, but like this year, like how has activity been?
It's been a little
popping off.
It's been a little slower. We have pop-up times.
Do you pick up in postseason?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's like basically every week there'll be a day where things kind of go crazy and everybody sends pictures of their family and, what's up. Or we'll talk about something in the news, softball or not. And then it'll kind of stay dormant for a couple days and then boom, pop up again. Or, if somebody's done something big, we'll talk about that. Like,
it's like we've a flash mob group chat.
Yeah, we've had some personal milestones that I will not announce on this pod that have popped up in that group chat. And, we celebrate those people when those moments come.
Yeah. Have you had a personal milestone?
No.
Yeah.
My personal milestone was Nicole came to my house. We watched The Wild Robot.
Your personal milestone was only crying once in The Wild Robot.
I cried twice. You just didn't see the other one.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, what was the other scene that you cried at?
I'm not gonna spoil the movie. I don't spoil.
Spoil it.
No.
This is the dirt. You spill things, you spoil things.
That is not what I do. I do not spoil films. I respect the art of cinema.
Okay. You're right. You do review movies on some website, so
Letterboxd. Follow my Letterboxd. Just search Gray Robertson. I'm on there. You can see all my reviews. I've reviewed over 1,400 films.
Oh my god, I don't even think I've ever seen like 1,400 movies. Like,
it's your loss.
I've seen some solid ones. So I work at a softball and baseball facility here in Katy, Texas. Shout out HTL Athletics. We actually have a lot of college girls who came out of that area. One of them, a lot of Katy High School. But anyways, I'm like the only female on staff, and we recently got another female, which has been fantastic. But I'm surrounded by baseball men the whole day, 3 days a week.
All right.
And they constantly quote movies. Like, they'll just incorporate it into their everyday language. And not only, like, I'm not a movie watcher, but not only do they quote movies, they quote movies that, like, are the most, like, random, like, guy dude movies ever. And so they'll, like, say a line, and I'm like, and they're like, "You never seen this movie?" And I'm like, "No." Oh gosh.
Like what? Name a movie.
Okay, this isn't the movie, but the actor that he's in Yellowstone, the dad. What is
Kevin
his name?
Costner?
Kevin Costner. It's a baseball movie. It's not Bull Durham. It's
Field of Dreams?
No. It's like he's a pitcher. He's like throwing a perfect game. He has like this woman, and like she's leaving because she doesn't think he's gonna win. What is the name of that movie?
It's not Bull Durham?
Kevin Costner baseball movies. He's in a lot of them. Oh,
He
For
is.
the Love of the Game.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Never seen it. Never even heard of that until they told me that. There's just honestly, like, I don't even know the movies, but there's been so many where I'm like, I don't even know. I'm not a movie person, so yeah. When did The Wild Robot come out?
Last year. This is a recent film. Yes. It literally was nominated at the Oscars 2 months ago.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm on top of it, obviously.
Did not win Best Animated Feature because cinema is cruel.
Okay. This is going to be a fun one. All right. Give me your top 5 softball teams.
I thought you were going to go top 5 movies.
No. I'm going somewhere with this.
All right. In what way?
It looks so large.
It does.
Like, this is the number 1 team. This is the number 5 team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In that way. Top 5.
All right. I'm going to answer this question like. Oh, I'm getting texts about Texas just took a 1-0 lead on Oklahoma State, by the way.
This game is a lot closer than I thought it would be. I thought Texas would come in and just like roll them over.
Yep, me too.
Just because of how Oklahoma State's been playing, I'm like,
I think Texas is the number 1 team in America. I know I voted Tennessee number 1. I think Texas is the best team in America.
And why'd you vote Tennessee number 1?
Because Tennessee beat them.
Okay.
And sure. It's not a power ranking. Or it's not, right. We got to look at resumes and all that stuff. I think Texas is number 1. I think number 2, I still think it's Florida.
Okay, Florida. Sorry. The I was for the balloons, not the Florida. Number 3.
I think it's Florida. I think number 3. this is where it gets hard because like how much does Carlin Pickens bring up Tennessee? I'm still feeling out the rest of the team, but I think Carlin Pickens is great. It's not a hot take.
You're right. It's not a hot take. She is
I
really good.
I think I'll go 3 Florida State, 4 Tennessee, 5 Texas A&M with
Okay.
trepidation.
Okay. So if you had to have a movie that was like number one Texas, what movie would you say is most
Ooh.
like this Texas team? That's a good question, huh?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Well, Texas is very much like The Dark Knight, you know?
The Dark Knight. Why?
Yes, it's a prestige film. It's a comic book movie, but at the same time, it dives into heavy themes, and I feel like Texas has the makings of a national championship squad, but they're actually like doing it this year. They're backing it up.
They're doing it.
If you want to call Tegan Kavan Batman, I'm good with it.
I will. I'll tell her that you called her Batman.
Yeah, send her that text. I mean, she's playing, but after. And if Michael Caine is like Mia Scott, Alfred, Mia Scott.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't know. I think I like The Dark Knight is my all-time favorite movie, and I think Texas. I just think Texas is the best team.
Is Texas your all-time favorite team?
I didn't say that, but I think they're the best team in America, and I've kind of kept that thought for about 2 months now.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2. Who did you say? Florida State.
I had Florida.
Oh, Florida, and then Florida State at 3. So Florida, what movie is Florida? This year's Florida.
Hold on. Let me pull up my all-time favorite movie list. I want to do this right.
Oh.
If I get an extra
Annie
follower on
says-
Letterboxd, I'll be hype.
And he says Oklahoma State has a runner on first with no outs now.
Okay. You ready? Florida this year is Gravity.
What is Gravity?
Gravity is a film starring Sandra Bullock, directed by Alfonso Cuarón. George Clooney is in it as well.
Ooh.
This film is one of my favorite theater experiences of all time. And what I loved about it was the beginning is one of the coolest starts I've ever seen to a film. You've got like it's jaw dropping, some of the visuals, and then the middle it hits a little narrative lull, and then at the very end, off the charts with Sandra Bullock and the Rocket coming back home. And again, the visuals are incredible, the script is incredible, her performance is incredible. Kind of think that's Florida.
Sandra, I mean, of course.
Hit a little bit of lull in the middle, but then revving up for that banger finale. I think that's kind of where Florida is.
Okay. Number 3, Florida State.
Number 3, Florida State. I will go with The Social Network.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
I would love to hear your theory behind this one.
I say
somebody else's idea, like
no. I say The Social Network because everybody kind of just like agrees that it's the best film of the 2010s. But if you ask why, everybody has different answers. I kind of think
does
that's
everyone
Florida State.
Agree that?
I think so. Like film people. I don't know about like the common man, but film people pretty much agree that The Social Network is the best film of the 2010s. And
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days is, in my opinion, cinematic masterpiece. But
can I finish my thought, please?
Sorry, I'm just a common man over here.
Look, you're a Kate Hudson head, and I get it, and I support it. But if you ask why people love The Social Network, they will list like 7 different reasons. And I think the same can be said about Florida State. Why do you love Florida State? Well, I love Lonnie. Well, I love the lineup. Well, I love Jay Beecham. Well, I love the versatility of the pitching staff. Like you can list 5 or 6 reasons why you really like Florida State as a team this year. So
Mhm.
that's the comparison that I made.
I love that. Okay. Number 4, Tennessee.
Okay.
I'm excited for this one.
Silence of the Lambs.
I've actually never seen Silence of the Lambs.
Carlin Pickens is Hannibal Lecter. You know, it's a really good movie, but you'll watch it for Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
And Carlin Pickens, you watch Tennessee for Carlin Pickens. The team around her's pretty good, pretty darn good. But it's Carlin Pickens that makes it sing and wins it the Big Five at the Oscars. So
Yeah.
I think Silence of the Lambs is the right pick for Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. Okay, number 5, Texas
Don't
A&M.
ask me who Buffalo Bill is.
I've literally I don't know that reference. Gray does think
Xavier,
he's better
just
than the common folk. He does.
I'm deep into the cinema sphere.
He's not an
It's who I
average
am.
cinema man. He is above us. Unfortunately. Okay, number 5, Texas A&M.
All right,
What are we thinking?
Number 5, Texas A&M. I'm thinking.
Think harder. Hurry. Hurry.
Okay. My number 5, Texas A&M, I would compare them to the recent film Challengers.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
Xavier, you're so right. The fact he calls it cinema tells me all I need to know. Listen to my Oscars pod.
Silver screen.
Yeah, the silver screen. I hosted an Oscars party this year. I'm that guy. Whatever. I'm going to go with Challengers because Challengers was my number 1 movie of the year last year. And I'm not quite sure why. I just know I liked it. And I kind of feel like that's Texas A&M. Like I've watched them in person and I've watched a lot of their games and I voted them number 1, not this week, but in the past. And I did it while thinking like, but is A&M the best team in the country? And I don't really know, but I liked it. And yes, I like Challengers. I love Challengers. I thought it was great. Zendaya, yes.
Slay.
Nailed all the tennis stuff too, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Big tennis fan.
Big tennis guy. Okay, do you have any favorite movies for a team that like you haven't listed? Oh yeah. Let's do Alabama.
This one's hard.
Are you emotionally too close to this one?
Well, I'm trying to think. I've got some options here on my favorite movie list.
Mm-hmm. Let's do an Alabama and an Oklahoma.
Okay, for Alabama, I'm gonna go with Gone Girl.
Ooh, okay. Why?
I'm gonna go with Gone Girl because there's that twist ending every time, and you know how
you get them every time.
You know how Alabama goes. You know, there's a twist ending, whether it's good or bad. Who's to say? It depends on the viewer, but there will be that twist ending. You just know that the ride's going to be pretty fun, and I think that kind of perfectly describes Alabama. If Alabama wants to, you know, be on the good side of a twist at the end, I enjoy working. So the longer they play, the more games I get to call. That's fun.
Ooh.
And we'll see what the twist is. So yeah, I'll go with Gone Girl. What film is Oklahoma to you? And then I'll answer.
I don't watch cinema, Gray.
Cinema?
Why do my hands look so large today? I don't know. I feel like freaking ET over here. I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Do you want me to do my OU?
Yeah.
All right. Here's my OU. The most recent James Bond film, No Time to Die.
Daniel Craig.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I know which one you're talking about.
Here's my reason why. It's not the best Bond film, but it's a Bond film and it's really reliable and you know it's still going to be good. There you go.
Slay. There we go. Sooner fan said Twister, you know?
So does that make Patty Glenn Powell?
Love me some Glenn, love me some Patty. I don't know. That's a pretty good comparison.
Marty says, the last time I cried at a movie, I was 5. My mom took my milk duds. My response is, open your heart. Open your heart to cinema.
Heart. Obviously, the milk duds really did a trauma number on him, and he's just not been able to freely cry since.
It happens. It happens.
It happens.
Also, Elijah, I see your Poor Things comment, and I agree. Poor Things was not my favorite film of a couple years ago. Are we good? And I like that exercise. That was fun. You really kind of tested me.
I love a good exercise. Are you ready? Are you ready?
No, not yet, because I want to ask you something.
Okay.
So yesterday in the dugout, I'm not going to out the player, but we were talking pregame, and one of our players was like, "Yeah, I've got four essays due and 3 exams in the next 5 days," and I was like, "Oh, right, I forgot about exam week and how crazy that time of year is for students."
What an idea.
I want to ask you, as someone who played, because I did like exam week, but I was also a broadcaster and all my classes were broadcasting. So my exam was
nice.
Calling the game. As a player,
was that really an exam?
Pretty much.
So jealous.
The teachers were like, yeah, that makes sense. That counts. I was like, you're right. It does, because you're teaching me what I'm doing. So yeah. As a player, how did you maneuver around exam week and all that stuff?
So a couple different ways. One, it depended, were we traveling or were we at home that week? Because a lot of times we were traveling and I would have to schedule my exams typically like earlier than everybody else took it, which was annoying. But the teacher didn't want people in the class letting me know, which I'm like the most goody person ever. So yeah. But typically I would have to schedule it around what was going on. So yeah, I saw that. I was like,
I'm sorry. Apparently my mouth is off again, so I was trying to fix it.
Ooh.
She yawned.
I yawned. And then I think it was more so I had to take full advantage. Again, we're always traveling. So take full advantage of the plane and the airport trips. And instead of just like goofing around, like get my essays done. But I love writing. I'm a really big writer. And so whenever it comes to writing essays, which was most of my testing or like lead up midterms, those kinds of things, end of the year projects. Oh my goodness, it just keeps coming. A lot of times I would just do those in the airport and I would be able to knock out I would have like 10-page papers. So I would knock out like 5 pages on the first half of the trip and then knock out the last 5 on the second half. So that's kind of how I managed it. And then coach would always make us have like a mandatory study hall, like at least once a day. And so she would take our phones and all we had was our laptops. So I'm sorry, my dog's just deciding to be like the loudest thing in the entire world right now. He's like shaking his little body. He like almost knocked over my light. I'm like, hey, can you chill? Sorry. Anyways.
Ludicrous.
Do you want to see him? Have you met Bingo?
I have. The Dirt has not.
Dirt, do you want to see Bingo? Come here. Come here, Bingo. Oh, he's a little frunky looking right now.
Wow, he needs a bath.
He needs a bath. He rolled in mud. It rained here earlier. And he needs a trim.
Same. Everyone
was like super booked out. He's a sweet boy though. Bingo. But everyone was his groomer was booked out like 2 weeks in advance because of Easter. And then I forgot to book it for this week. So I need to make it for next week. Leadoff walk in the bottom of the 6th for Oklahoma State.
All right, let me pull up the stat broadcast. I'm tracking. Still 1-0 Texas.
Elijah said, "Let the diva be," and you know what? You're right. Bingo is a diva. Just let him be.
I want to flash a couple comments. Xavier, Toy Story 3. Last time I got misty-eyed in an animated film. Yes, I was a dang wreck watching Toy Story 3. I meant to watch Wolf of Wall Street, and then I was like, oh, Toy Story 3. I haven't watched that yet.
What a vibe switch. It's like, fun fact, I don't like any of the Toy Story movies.
What?
Yeah, I also don't like Lion King.
Ooh. All right. This is a great question. Marty, what is a movie, Gray, that you absolutely hated? Can I pull up my letterbox and read to you the 20 films I've given a half star?
Give me your like worst one. But can you read the review?
I don't know if hold on, I gotta pull it up. I gotta pull up my letterbox. I don't know if I reviewed it because I didn't like it at all.
You're like, this is horrible. Trash. TRASH. Or like the trash can emoji.
Sort by. All right, here are I'm gonna just list a couple of the movies that I've given as a half star out of 5.
Okay.
Things that people might like. Bohemian Rhapsody.
I like that one. What?
It's just horribly crafted. They fired the director halfway through and you can see it. The Snowman.
It made me cry. I cried watching that movie.
Okay. Madam Web.
As a wild robot, okay?
Yeah, because that actually has emotional stakes.
Anyways, yeah, the Snowman's trash.
The Snowman, Madam Web, garbage.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, didn't like it.
Me neither.
London Has Fallen, no.
It was like, I wouldn't give it like a half star, but it wasn't my favorite.
Hotel for Dogs, half star.
Loved it, cried.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Furious 7, half star.
Whenever they're like Hotel for Dogs and he's like reading out the list of all the dogs that live there, cried.
All right, people are mad about the Bohemian Rhapsody one. Should I pull out my review for that?
Wait, finish your list.
Well, that's pretty much it.
Oh, what was the last one you said?
I don't remember, honestly.
Yeah, let's hear your Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay, I wrote 3 paragraphs, but I'll read it quickly.
3?
Yeah. I'll read. This is my Letterboxd account. Can one sequence save a disaster of a movie? As a whole, Bohemian Rhapsody is terrible. Starring Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury in this film about the rise of Queen, parentheses, don't be ruled by the fake Freddie Mercury biopic label, Bohemian Rhapsody is a complete mess. If you're familiar with movie news, you know why. If you're not, Google Bryan Singer and then come back. After Singer was fired, as shooting wrapped up, the folks in editing were left to the task of putting this project together. It shows. Multiple cuts and edits are to nothing in particular, and the whole thing just looks like a jumbled mess. It reminds me of one of last year's bottom feeders on the list, All the Money in the World. And yet, I almost found myself enjoying things during the Live Aid concert scene. Showing most of the set was bold, but I loved it. In the hands of a better director or just in a better overall situation, that moment could have been the scene of the year. Wow. Malek himself is solidly good in the role and worthy of his best Oscar nomination. Still, he ingratiates himself in the role well, especially as the movie goes on, and he has a few scenes of overacting in the early portions that are fine. Speaking of fine, the rest of the cast is ... fine, question mark. I couldn't name a single other actor in this film because everybody else is pretty bland. The production design is poor and doesn't give the early concert scenes a realistic feel, and the script is as heavy-handed as it gets. Historical inaccuracies litter the film, so much so that they can even become a little distracting after just an ounce of research. Once I was finished, all I could think about was how, A, this movie doesn't deserve anything at the Oscars, let alone a Best Picture nomination, and B, there's something in here that maybe could have deserved it all. Unfortunately, situations surrounding the film turned it into a disaster, and the only thing keeping it from being completely irrelevant to society is a magnetic star turn from Rami Malek.
Wow, that was a Karen email for sure. That
That's my review of Bohemian Rhapsody. Anyway, here's Kaylee Tow. Hi, Tow.
Kaylee Tow
What
joins
is
us at the
going on?
end. Kaylee Tow.
I'm so sorry that I'm on the road, you guys. I was coming back from a dinner. I didn't see Gray's message like 45 minutes ago. Sorry.
But you're here, and that's all that matters.
I'm here, and I'm with two of my favorite people. That's all I can really
Wow.
ask for.
Wow.
Hey,
What broke
Tow.
my heart
Miss you.
is
Go ahead,
whenever
Nicole.
I was actually in Alabama and you weren't. That broke my heart.
No, that broke my heart. When you texted me, I just
No,
knew.
it broke my heart.
I knew you were there, and I was like, gosh, it's going to stink. I was at Montana's Bachelorette, which was super fun. I'll give her that. It was OU weekend, and first game when something happened. I don't know if y'all remember that. We were both like, I mean, all of us, it was like 6 of us, we were like, I think we need to revive the vibes somehow after this, because we're all just sitting there like down. That was rough, but we did revive the vibes, and Alabama softball helped us. So
Yeah. I also was at a wedding that weekend as well. So what's up with softball people scheduling weddings, especially like people who were like OU or Bama? Like why would you do it that weekend, you know?
unfortunately, the other weekend was this coming weekend, in which me and Gray were broadcasting, so we had to move it. And it's alumni weekend, so I don't know. It's the same way as people who are like, don't make your wedding on a Saturday in the fall for football. I'm not coming.
Yeah.
It's like us softball people, we can't have it in the spring.
You can only get
stuff
married
going
in the
on.
summer. Did you know? So Jocelyn Allo, she's engaged. She obviously played softball, and her fiance
She did?
played baseball or football. And so all their friends are either softball or football people, so they have to get married in the summertime. They're like, there's literally like 3 weeks out of the year that we could actually get married, and it's so annoying. And I said, that's tough.
There is no other time. No, I was so happy to see her get engaged. They're cute. They've been together for a while.
I know.
Adorable.
Fun fact, I introduced them. I am,
Really?
in fact, a matchmaker. Yep. I introduced 3 of my teammates to their now husbands or now fiancés.
I need you around more, Nicole.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I gotta do it for myself. But
what were
like,
you doing when you were in Tuscaloosa?
Yeah.
Where
were you?
You know what? Maybe I should become a matchmaker. I'm
Does
the
it pay
softball
well?
matchmaker. I'll make it pay well.
I'll happily pay a fee. That's nothing.
I volunteer to distribute.
Pick number 3, my lord.
You know,
hey, Tal, are you excited to get back together this weekend in the booth for alumni weekend?
Beyond excited. I'm sad that it's our last weekend, but I think it's going to be good. I mean, it's a big weekend for both teams. I think you'll agree. We're coming towards the end of the season, so Mizzou and Alabama's right there. Feels like they're right there knocking on the door or something. So I'm excited for it. We'll see who takes care of business, and we're going to see a bunch of our people. So I know we're excited.
Yeah.
Should we request to have an alum join us in the booth, and who should we ask for?
Ooh, good one.
For like an inning.
Okay. Alum joining us in the booth, and who should we ask? This is a loaded question. I think I want it to be someone that we haven't had before.
Have you had Jackie? Is Jackie going to be there?
I don't think Jackie's coming.
Jackie!
Maybe.
It's okay. I didn't go to alumni weekend for OU because I was calling a different game, so that was tough.
I feel like I'm going to throw 2 options out there, and we could pick either of them up. I don't know who's going to be there. Marissa Runyon or Jazz Lunsford.
I was thinking of 2, and they were Brittany Rogers or Jazz Lunsford.
Okay, so our Venn diagram overlaps with Jazz.
I love a good Venn diagram.
Yeah.
It's how I make all major life decisions, you know, like a good Venn, you know?
There's nothing wrong with the Venn diagram.
Little VD.
So.
Diva down. Diva down.
A little what, Nicole?
Nothing.
Oh.
Little this, little that.
Is Texas still winning? Let me check. 1-0 in the 7th. They haven't won yet.
Wait, while we have Nicole here, Nicole, I want your take on, and I know it's going to be amazing, Coach Gasso as Team USA coach. I'm excited.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think she is very much a no nonsense kind of gal. And you look at what USA has been the past few years, and no knock, but I just think that the type and style of coaching that she has, she is going to really pick the best, and not like who's the most well known, but like the best. And she wants to win. And so she's going to pick the best. And that's kind of like how her mind is. And she also does a really good job of like, she doesn't try to change athletes. She takes them from where they are and just helps them get better, like from where they are. So you don't have to fit this mold. You're here. Can you be here a little bit higher? And I think that's something that a lot of pro girls respond really well to. So I think it'll be a really good fit as far as like USA, like this is a big return. USA is in like home country. They're hosting all that. So I think it'll be like a really cool 28 year.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I obviously haven't played for Coach Gasso, but was just excited to see her get hired. With it being in OKC, and I think it's obviously always gold or bust, but I want to see USA win gold and put the best athletes out there. So I'm super, super excited.
It was fun checking out the pictures of them doing USA camp this past week at Love's Field. And, I think Coach Gasso's got a roster coming out next week. Does that sound right? Don't we have an event as a country coming up soon?
Do we have an event as a country? Patty Gasso's roster country event? Is that what you're referring to?
The Patty Gasso USA Invitational, of course.
Oh, goodness.
Tal, you got anything else you want to say before I let you drive home in peace?
No, I appreciate you guys having me on here. I don't know what I missed before. Are we on the dirt?
Yeah.
You're on the dirt.
No.
We're live.
I love the dirt. Heck yeah. Well, I need to come back on the dirt for some actual dirt, but I would just tell the kids, like, definitely don't be on your phone while driving. That's terrible. And I would never do
terrible.
that. So.
That's terrible. That's crazy.
Wait, Tal, I gotta tell you why we invited you tonight. So as you know, sometimes I wear t-shirts on this show, and the shirt I wore in honor of Senior Week is the Kaylee Tow Senior Day gift.
Oh my gosh. What a good shirt.
It's great.
And
the back is it's got a lot on it, but I really don't want to turn around. So
come on.
That's okay. It's my favorite Bible verse.
Well, I can show.
Wow, that's crazy. Gray didn't want to show the
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
That's crazy.
It's just a weird angle. I don't know how to do this.
Take it off.
No one ever.
Says, I'm going to do something in your days that you would not believe, even if you were told. And that's one of my favorites because I feel like that's true, especially in my life. So I appreciate on this post-Holy weekend.
Love that.
Thank you, Lord. Yeah, for sure. Not to put you on the spot. I just want to know if I can.
Not to put me on the spot or anything.
Just want to know if I can travel to see
you. I will be beep bopping around. I don't think I'm playing
maybe
this summer.
I'll beep bop to wherever to see you. We need another.
Should we beep bop somewhere to travel?
I think we should beep bop to Supers, wherever that is. Yet again.
Not Gray hyping up himself.
Grant, you can't handle this.
Take it.
Gray's flirting with himself.
Hey, Tara is still tuning in. The new World Games in China. Yeah. I guess that does make sense because it's, yeah.
I didn't see this. What is this?
So the event that Coach Gasso is putting a roster together for is the World Games. Last held in Birmingham, Alabama. Shout out to the hometown.
Shout
Here's the
out.
board from the gold medal match. And it's now in Chengdu, China.
Wait, I didn't know
August
about
13th through the
this.
17th. So they'll put a roster together I think it's in the next few weeks.
Yeah, I actually knew this. I forgot that I knew this, but I knew this because I work out with Bailey Klingler, and she was just in OKC, and she was kind of telling us about like the tryout and all that kind of stuff. So yeah,
Another queen.
another queen.
Another queen.
Love crowner.
Nicole went with that gymnastics celebration of yeah.
That was a crown.
She said what?
Hold up, wait a minute.
You see it?
Oh, turn up.
Oh, that'll be us this weekend. Can't wait.
I know.
Not
I can't wait to
actually
see
turning
you.
up, just saying funny quotes.
Look, the Saturday game is at 8:00, so I think we have time
And
after
we don't
Friday's
have a Saturday
game.
game, right? We have Friday and Sunday. So
That's right. I'll just be radioing. Tom can handle it if I'm
all bets
tired.
are off. Wouldn't be the first time. Not to tell
Wouldn't be
you
the
either.
first time. Would not be the first time.
Oh boy, the dirt is really spilling right now, isn't it? Oh no, what are we in Hawaii? Come on.
Wow.
Legally, this is a joke.
Yeah, no. It's always hypothetically.
Of course.
Be-
Ha 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 ha.
And I,
Holds up Yellowhammer cup.
only you knew.
That's
Tab,
my
only
that's
you
my
knew.
sweet tea.
Yeah, exactly.
I got my water and my sweet tea from dinner. Tal, it's good to see you. I'll see you in a few days. Actually, I'll see you tomorrow for our coach calls. Let's rock and roll.
Can't wait.
Oh.
All right. Thank you guys so much for having me. Bye.
Bye,
Bye
Tal.
bye. Love you.
Bye
Love
bye.
you.
Let's beep up around this summer.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Sound like somebody's 8-year-old grandma. I'm like, bye bye. Bye bye, sweetheart.
Okay.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Oh goodness.
Where is it? It's time. The stain.
The stain.
What you got for me, Mindy?
I want the committee to come out with, at the beginning, before season starts, what they're going to use as their standards for postseason picks. That way teams have an idea and they're able to do that and have that in mind as they're going throughout the season.
But wouldn't we
Because-
need that like 2 years in advance when these schedules
No.
are actually made?
No. Because, like, if...
Like
schedules-
Alabama's schedule is set right now for next
there's
year.
a lot, yeah, there's a lot of things that go into schedules themselves, but also, like, I think the committee never just does strength of schedule by itself. Like, that may be the top contender, but then there's something else right underneath. And if your schedule's set, your schedule's set. But also, I think that would encourage coaches to, like, okay, make a tougher schedule. Don't be so scared to play tough teams. Make a tougher schedule. But if you're the committee, like, you need to tell these teams what they're being engaged on, because whenever you come out and you explain why, there's always the explanation after every year, because everyone's always mad. And 1 year it's strength of schedule, and the next it is, like, just the eye test. And I'm like, well, there's no consistency. A team can't be consistent and perform if they don't know what the heck they're supposed to be performing for. And if you're a top team, yeah, it's the difference between like a 1 and 4 seed or like a 4 and 5, 6, something like that, which, yeah, you want the highest seed that you can get. But also, if you're a 16 seed, if you're a 9 seed, like, man, that is a huge difference. Like, that's tough, because there are things that the committee could have done to let people know ahead of time. So that, I just know it's coming up, it's creeping closer and closer, and I'm just like thinking in the back of my head, like, what is it that they're going to be doing this year? So what's yours?
Well, first off, I want to answer this question from my burner. Who wins? Is there music? Where is that coming from? Is that you?
Okay, so I have a Hatch alarm clock,
Oh.
and I set like a nighttime wind down and I forgot to turn it off. And so it's my wind down time. It's bedtime for Nicole Mendes here.
Well,
And so it's just playing in the background. And since we're on this, I can't like run away and like do that. So we're just gonna get some nice like calming background music.
it's very, very nice. I just wanted to, my burner, who has not said anything since he ordered me to take it off until
Your
the
burner's popping off tonight.
who wins a home run derby next week, Edenfield, Kerr, or Dak at Florida State. Might be making a bet. The answer is Michaela Edenfield.
Enfield.
Unless a top 5 team is pitching in this home run derby, it's Edenfield, because if it were, it would be Janai Kerr, because all she does is hit home runs against top 10 and top 5 teams.
Literally.
But because I assume it's BP, Michaela Edenfield.
Yeah, 100%. Boom bow. What's your stain?
My stain, I'm looking through some off the wall things from out of the box that I might have missed.
Listen to this calming music while we're thinking.
So here's my stain.
Close your eyes, deep breath.
I needed to breathe deeply yesterday. We had somebody who blamed a network issue. Our radio broadcast dropped off for a little bit. Mm-hmm. Who blamed a network issue on the Alabama softball on this date segment, where Tom reads what has happened in program history on April 22nd, yesterday. He'll say, back in 2009, Alabama swept a doubleheader against Mississippi State. It's 15 seconds.
Right.
And we talked about one of the things that came up was something Montana did against Florida back in 21. Mm-hmm. And so we talked about Montana a little bit.
Oh my gosh, it's 21, like a date now where you're like, back in the day.
A little bit. And so we were telling this story, and this guy accused the network having an issue on us talking too much about Montana and not enough about the current team, which if you listen to anything I do, I definitely never talk about the current team.
Not that.
I would never do that.
You.
No. Anyway, just hear me on SEC Network Plus. Just tell Montana stories on Friday. But yeah, I just, I don't know why we have to find something to complain about all the time. I know I say this, some variation of this every week, but like I get more bothered by it as I see more ludicrous things. Like sometimes things just happen and it's not the fault of any one thing, and it's not a reason for you to complain about an inane topic. Just chill out.
Love a good hater.
Just chill out sometimes is my take.
Relax.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Listen to the music. Everything's fine.
Just close your eyes and breathe in and breathe out. Usa. Namaste.
Usa? Is that like Team USA's?
No. It's like a calming thing. Like,
oh, sure. Okay.
Namaste.
Texas is going to win this game. They brought in Kavan.
Yeah. Don't call her a closer.
I mean, that's what she's doing, but...
Well, anyways...
Any final thoughts, Nicole, before we wrap up the dirt? Thanks to Kaylee Tow for answering my text and joining us.
Kaylee Tow, fantastic. Me, lights on, nobody home right now. No final thoughts.
Oh.
Like, no thoughts going on.
That's really tough.
Just vibes.
Hey, who's coming up on Diamond in the South this week?
We are going to have Coco from Texas A&M.
I'm in love with the Coco. Yeah. That's her walk-up song.
Yeah. She's fantastic. I know her well. We've talked over the years, or I would say like last 3 or 4 years. Such a fan of her. Can't say good enough things. I'm really, really excited for this interview. Just a great IQ mind, just a great leader for Texas A&M. And she's fun. She's funny. Like, she's a good time. It's going to be a really good interview.
I love that. Hey, double play. Texas wins 1-0.
Boom, blam.
And I wanted to flash something that Grant mentioned earlier, talking about everything that went on at Florida State. I wanted to close with that.
You love your burner.
I do, but I wanted to close with that. Shout out to all our Knowles out there. We were thinking about y'all this week. I know it was a tough week, and I hope that the team is able to find a way to honor the seniors. I know it was senior weekend, and there was a lot going on, and with the tragedy, I'm sure it was a tough time, a scary time in Tallahassee. So Knowles, we're thinking about you. We love y'all. We love Lonnie, and shout out to Florida State. That was kind of how I wanted to wrap tonight.
Yeah.
And also Umpqua Community College and everything that happened with Coach Trends and the accident up there. Just tough week, but that's what's great about the softball community. We can all wrap our arms around each other and help each other out.
Yeah. That's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Yeah. So I will say goodnight for my partner, Nicole Mendes, for my TV partner who joined us for about 10 minutes, Kaylee Tow. I'm Gray Robertson. This has been The Dirt. We tried our best. We'll catch you next time.